Barcelona helped Nefi against a Villarreal. So we share the Spanish Premier La Liga table now. Barcelona ni di kind Villarreal tosumi ensa. Enti the first place team against the third place team. Say ye both season ni do this stage. Na team baako da first, baako da third. No mo be see akanya. A draw say a match bu be ding. And a tough game because omo nyina modern bono e wosoro. Ken, if it is here La Liga say from 1929, 97 years in ye, only 9 clubs and La Liga was Spain. 9 different clubs. So 9 different clubs, you know. Villarreal and La Liga da it was Spain. But dear bakwa me de adma Villarreal bobo ni say. Emfa won so munje La Liga was Spain no. O pe club bakwa. Onim team sese. Onim team build non fan compete with Spain a Villarreal eka ho bi. Ye hu Villarreal team a wetimi a build a team with Diego Godin, Santi Cazorla, John Dal Thomason, Robert Pires a omodi a compete with Spain. Ama teams akese any tough time. Ye hu Villarreal team a wenya Marco Silva, wenya Juan Roman Riquelme, wenya Sonny Anderson, wenya Brante friend say Diego Forlana. Omodi a compete with Spain against Roma de Barcelona. One more tough time. Bomunji La Liga da. By CN she said team die. Omunim she say. Currently, uko Spain team bakwa wetimi asese formidable side. A omutimi perform very well. Eye Villarreal bobuku no. Efiti se Marcelinho Garcia Tora. Ebefa Villarreal bobuku no in 2023. Last season, odiomu di the 5th. This season, or the omu third. And it's a work shot the omu in the last season, or the omu di 5th. Not this season, baby, I La Liga could do no more that third. A true massive improvement. Our Villarreal bobukunim. A Juma Marcelinho Garcia Tora. Aye with Villarreal bobukuno. And so what check your team now? This season, every single game be a match of Villarreal team ni biano. Adie ahuni say, omu ye very rigid. Anna a highly disciplined flat 4-4-2. And a Villarreal for the use. And anytime you see a Cambiano on paper, 4 at the back, Renato Viega, Navarro, Santiago, and Alfonso, and they completed the back 4 at the Villarreal Bobokuni. Or many more pair midfielders for mostly, or you see Danny Parejo, Papi Gay, so obey fit in time, and they are facing Barcelona. Now we use Santi and Nicolas Pepe, our midfield 4 no. No many more pair no, Aqua Georges and Ayozi Perez. And a highly flat 4-4-2. And a team of friends every year for a use. Now, the omo prioritize Kessie Pano, a central protection. Football, you can team be prioritizes central protection. A team at time biano or per se, nim fin hono, or making sure say a hono breaky, or benya stability on fin because ultimately protected the midfield play, on your stability on fin wa, and no anodibe protecting the back line. And defensively, this season, Villarreal are sound because in Finfin Hono, omunya that central protection. That's the reason why Oka teams are among concede goals Kessie Power La Liga, Villarreal for Kahumbi, Oma concede 27 goals out the Spanish Premier La Liga. A chow how omuye discipline without the ball. A chow how omuye solid in terms of a defensive ability. So omu krabwa how omutimi eshe structure no mu use no very good. So defensively omu time concede goals. And omu ye team omu use verticality and a rapid counter attack. And to omu boko no omu time en use say ye de ye bombard opponent ne box nim ye making sure say ye benye a lot of numbers opponent ne box nim obo two top. The here ni say Ayozi Perez and Georges no counter attack ni besu because of Nicolas Pepe mo direct boss ne beko. That's the reason why this season se Oka team so mutimi she goals Kessie with the Spanish Premier La Liga. Team friend Villarreal for Eka ho. Omo ye the third best team in terms of goal scoring with the Spanish Premier La Liga. Omo nim goals ne she. Meka na me initially na make catch say in terms of counter attack, omo pose threat Kessie pa. 20 clubs or more Spanish Premier La Liga. Team a wetimi use counter attack e dey ashe goals Kessie pa no. Villarreal bobuku no. Enti say we Barcelona. Na okwa kwahia Villarreal bobuku na untimi underrate omo. Untimi nkasa omefu omo ye boboku ba kwa omo ye very disciplined side udi agro mbe how na emum ken mi mo gidie se Barcelona be win game we and at the current time wo gidie se Barca be win game no 1 Barca be Spanish Premier La Liga table no or the first there or 61 points. By Real Madrid Nedanichi, I 60 points, just 1 point. And they separate Barcelona and Real Madrid. And say a bull league, it was Spain. Now Barcelona the first, now Real Madrid and the China, just 1 pointer. Untimi ma utrimu nya there because Real Madrid ebit mama pressure anytime. Sanke ko yebo buko fufuro bi na da second na. Oye Barcelona be rest assured say ubetime use to experience at La Liga no. By say Real Madrid the we China just 1 pointer. Untimi relax it. Enti sa pressure na Real Madrid edema Barcelona just 1 point no. Ebema Barca push it. No man make sure some get 3 points against Villarreal because Madrid bebo Monday against Tefi e wo fie. Enti Barca intimi drop points against Villarreal e wo fie. Then again, adia ba ko esama me gidie se Barcelona be win ni say Barca ehia win. No mo de boost omo confidence. Nyame ya aduma midweek against Atletico Madrid. Barca fo nyina pese omo ye comeback. So obetima ye comeback a obehia win against Villarreal na etimi boost players no confidence etimi ma supporters ni gidie say nyame ya aduma midweek against Atletico Madrid obetima ye comeback Sebasa Tinefie na Villarreal be hye no anasa Villarreal ne de be draw sa confidence a de be akoye comeback no eba form enti se wunya a convincing win unya total dominance against Villarreal bobuko na ubenya gidie say against Atletico Madrid ubetima ye bibi enti sa Atletico Madrid game no ebe say push Barcelona say was game we win. And the third reason why I make us Barcelona mo gidie say ombe win no Barcelona e La Liga e wo fie mejitu mu say the last two visits Villarreal aba Barcelona krom ni nyina no Barcelona home the last two visits Villarreal win ni nyina La Liga the last two visits Villarreal akọ Barcelona krom Villarreal win ni nyina by this season no masasa the entire Spanish La Liga, upe teama ubetima tagging and say, or what's our home supremacy, or what power, or what authority when you fear a Barcelona. Out of 12 games, it will fear Barca winning 12 games in Nina. Will fear La Liga. Barca actually say, or more that class, or more that power, or more that authority to dominate or more opponent our Barcelona fear. E can who be and I'm would you say Barca be winning. Matches are much of Villarreal in an king. A Jumanium you. Baku ye se obe dominate Villarreal for mfimfin ho. Entu pass akotwa bas Villarreal any Atletico Madrid game no. Atletico Madrid timi se Villarreal because Pablo Barrios, Koke, Nicolas Gonzalez, Ana Simeone dominate Villarreal for mfimfin ho. Atletico Madrid shemienu. Sa game no Atletico Madrid for midfielders too and she goals ni nyina. Omo we need a midfield battle. Robert is Villarreal. Robert is midfield of Abrante Fence Mark Roca. Ana Segi dominate omo mfimfin we ni ye. Roma de Villarreal. Sa game no Jude Bellingham. Ada Gule na Kamavinga bobo pa Mbappe mutimi shegus no omo dominate omo. Barca kwa we ko Villarreal. Barca nya dominance over the central midfield area. Enti se Barcelona betima dominate team e friend Villarreal. E was Barca dominated the central midfield area. Frankie de Jong in Siakan. E most likely say ebeye Marc Bernal. Ebeye Abrante Fence Pedri and Femi Lopez. These are guys who are capable so betima dominate the midfield. And the second thing I say Villarreal no, I can say positional rotation. How are Barcelona players the best switch a position? How on bet me they distracted team offensive Villarreal no bet me they a break your defensive structure no. And to me expect la me yama Rafinha, Sabaudi nebabo se cancel you nebabo se Kundi, Pedri mo ebe a lot of a positional rotation. No bet me they a break team offensive Villarreal. Can me wojidi ese game no ebe a tough game Villarreal a good side omo performance ni very good but me wojidi ese ebe game ne we no. Na Barcelona benya 3 maximum points. Me kwa win for Barcelona sa game no. Uko Englander, Liverpool ne West Ham ebebo. Liverpool for last 2 games. Wakwa kwashe Sunderland. Wakwa kwashe Nottingham Forest. Eye clubs are omu ni suro sa wo they compare other clubs in the Premier League. By sa uko Sunderland fie Stadium of Light. Sa uko team e friends Nottingham Forest fie na kwashe na. Omu ye clubs are omu fie ho no omu ye stubborn. Until Liverpool for comaniji ye ekonya narrow wins against this club. The last time a Liverpool ball fear a Premier League, Olusu against Manchester City. And to say Liverpool for say return ya be fear dia. Liverpool for try say bet imagine the 3 maximum points. West Ham. So which omu position are bad? Omu da 18th on the league log. West Ham for air try say bet ma avoid relegation. In terms of individual quality, West Ham and Lakesa. We are talking about a team of Bowen, or Somerville, or Thomas Susek, Our branch friend say Matheus Fernandes, our Malik Diop. These are individual players, are very good players technically. And in terms of individual players, West Ham and lucky. Then again, se uko sia West Ham can say. Now for table now should be a West Ham that obeka so the 18th into beka so munyadi. By West Ham, on last 6 games, you massive improvements under Nuno Espirito Santo. And to West Ham for last 6 games, we lose just 1. Because one person will avoid relegation. And to more final way, say, on results are, on to mean fanco relegation. And to say, who could see West Ham, a man should be on that. But the current state of West Ham, Oma Piquet and Omon Piquet, answer ye say Oma Piquet. And to ye leave up with Tima. Now which baby a West Ham da, now cast on Munyadia, and 3 year baby too, because West Ham currently, it's me a Piquet, our moon gaining results be a, on bet media Liverpool for West Ham a Tima, omuni controllers our midfield. The technical ability of Matheus Fernandes, Thomas Susek say yen found control game, yen found dada and what to say ye. Other clubs our midfielders no West Ham the entisa. By no Espirito Santo ba West Ham no, adia wayen ye say, and now say only technical players on the control midfield no, or you suit midfield mobility. And some midfield mobility no, emma mo thickness e won finfio, no mo dia distribution. And to Thomas Susek be distribution no, Matheus Fernandes be distribution no, na o me use speed of Omo wingers and the directness of Omo wingers. Yes, Somerville on the left side and a Bowen on the right side. Typical example, your game against Chelsea. You would Bowen and a Somerville. Omo Manchester United boy, quiet draw. She born na Somerville. Any Bowen, a boy, son or mo. And to Liverpool for better magic 3 maximum points are McAllister, Gravenberch, and a branch friend Florian Wirtz. How won't bet me a control fin. I'm making sure say the thickness of West Ham midfield no ain't mean fanya distribution no key. West Ham rely a lot on Bowen and a Somerville. And to Liverpool for fullbacks, you most likely say Soboslan about the right back, na Milos Kekes about the left back. How won't bet ma contain yen leave spaces and Fentia Bowen and a branch friend say Somerville. So Liverpool for to me yes adiena. Liverpool for bet me the 3 maximum points advantage Liverpool. Manchester United ebo Crystal Palace ewo Old Trafford. Ene se Manchester be sia kan na me hwe big anima na osere because owo gidie se Manchester be hye. En se team enya gidie a eyade ba akopeu. Eye how we be consistent with results and no performance. Enti ene at the time na Manchester United aye dum so no Manchester kusia kanya na ye din for Manchester United supporters say on betimi di omun say si ombo aka se match we di wini Banda Michael Carrick and the Manchester United kusia kanya omu ogidie majority of omu supporters no ogidie say Manchester United be wini reason here there under Michael Carrick ombo game bi omu wini because of sa consistency in Manchester United results so menya enti Manchester United team na ora Crystal Palace boboku nim no ayehu Manchester United was our advantage because Omega that confidence, Omega that self-belief, that spirit na sa be positive energy na sa Manchester United bo bukunim. Yes season I say club back one no more hard game power Premier League aye Crystal Palace. Mekaye pass as of March week 16 na Crystal Palace at the 5th on the league log. No more hard game. Sa obeka ya ken. Yes season I say team back one na ne share dene na akwa Arsenal and Crystal Palace. Because defensively, na Crystal Palace for a sound. Crystal Palace for to me apply defensive principles, Football, you have 5 defensive principles. Na Crystal Palace to me applies 5 defensive principles, And to go see Crystal Palace and then say dene. But Ken, the last 12 games are Crystal Palace above Premier League where we need to. And the team and called that 5th as of March week 16. Say me no can say Crystal Palace above that 13th. A show how omo air drop a diminution of returns in terms of economics asset in our Crystal Palace bobo kunim. Enti nyoma nkoye mfa Crystal Palace defensively. Crystal Palace ana edin so be biomu bobo kunim no say teams etimi biem e create etimi hye. Crystal Palace ana omu hye goals. Crystal Palace a unim say Ismail Assar, unim say Pino, unim say Mateta, obo direct balls na omu dimika be hye no say sade no muntimi hye goals no affect Crystal Palace. And the Crystal Palace oko share Manchester United no Manchester United wo gidie se obeti match no and obi a wahwe Crystal Palace na say Crystal Palace entimi win games no ade ba akope Crystal Palace esusu yusu ade kan say boss midfield and access square midfield number 10s mienu number 6 mienu Eye Pino ana Ismail Assar ana bo as the double number 10s and my team friends at Crystal Palace. Omo combining creativity and goal scoring. Ana omo number 6 mienu eye Adam Walton ana Will Hughes. Omo na ye protection ana omo say distribution. And the team ya wetimi dominated Crystal Palace recently biano. Eye team sa omo stop Crystal Palace omo four midfielders and also omo boss midfield no. And say Manchester United so swan hoden under Michael Carrick akoye omo midfield. Crystal Palace use boss midfield no under Michael Carrick also use triangle midfield because Bruno Fernandes ebe the tip na Kobe Menu and a branch friend say Casemiro with the base but dia ba ko ebo Manchester United the more advantage was central midfield area near say omo wide players need to me invert ebe ka midfielders no munya numbers and this a branch friend say Kunya na bebo on the left side say Amad Diallo na bebo on the right side say Mbeumo na bebo on the right side omo say movie beka Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, and Kobe Menu. No man ye nipa 5. And to munya advantage with the midfield. Adi Manchester United being here say, Obe dominated Crystal Palace won finfio. Manchester United are ready to go. Advantage Manchester United. The last 2 visits are Crystal Palace akwa Manchester United fi no. Crystal Palace akwa akwa Manchester United. But me wogidie sonko say Manchester United bet me nyare 3 maximum points. Etimi win this game we. Worst case for Manchester United ebet my draw. Under Michael Carrick nyome koye de Manchester United. The big game, Arsenal and Chelsea. Menya sure say Chelsea fan bia ene ebeka say team ni better than Arsenal. Menya sure say BC because 2 clubs ni nyina general performance e wo Premier League no evidence ni ye clear. Arsenal was so say Chelsea. The toswo nansen e bro na Arsenal dey bro Chelsea no enye bro papa. Enkane Jose Mourinho mo ba Chelsea. Na team ba ko a onsuro no eye Arsenal. First na Chelsea katana ni a wonim se okobo Arsenal. Obo na sum left and right. By say ni o ma dane. Especially under Mikel Arteta. Ono so Chelsea a obro ne basa. Say ye Chelsea fie, say ye Arsenal fie. Enti ye ko rasa game we no eye team e friend say Arsenal and what advantage say obetime win because currently, the general performance of Arsenal was so saying Chelsea. And at Chelsea ne Arsenal meetings, ekoye de ma Arsenal. Can Arsenal phone him say, obo draw or lose against Chelsea? A big disadvantage at the ma Arsenal because of Manchester City results or munya. Inti Arsenal beko all out for the 3 maximum points. Chelsea phone him say, league in the maybe on to me. But do obetimi dia compensate to our supporters say ye bobo season e wie no ye ka teams so ma qualify for UEFA Champions League na Chelsea e ka ho bi me kai pass Liam Rose senior e be fa Chelsea bobuku no na one Arsenal kwa akobo match na ye EFL Cup o ka kire wiase nyina say wafa Arsenal matches na wa analyze Arsenal bobuku no onim Arsenal strength onim Arsenal weakness enti obetima ma Arsenal tough time ana omoko Emirates. The first 45 minutes are you said Chelsea bono. Chelsea use conservative football. Conservative football. A approacher say team ni Rema or prioritizing defensive approach than attacking approach. And it's against Arsenal or Emirates or EFL Cup no. The first 45 minutes not Chelsea defended because we are switching to conservative football. Or person Arsenal bobo no containing Arsenal. Na first 45 minutes Chelsea and concede. And a second half or introduce Kopama and Estevao. And Chelsea switching from conservative football to proactive football. Proactive football is a processor. UBM over attacking football. We impose a style of play. Our opponent in so. And Liam Rose senior SSN. And a Kopama return it. And you most likely say Chelsea. And ye conservative football no. About proactive football. Me expect say Chelsea. Ebe she game nasia. Obe BM. Also be impose a style of play. On course no Arsenal say or kwa defend it. Because of the kind of players that are available for selection. Difference what Arsenal and Chelsea me about okay. The difference between Arsenal and Chelsea a defense. Baku defend better. SM Baku. Say you control ball, you possess it, you create attack. The Arsenal team and Chelsea team. Chelsea will Kopama on the right side. Or Pedro Neto on the left side. Or Joao Pedro as the number 9. Then Enzo Fernandez bebo as the number 10 player. Now about Andre Santos. Then Abrante Fense Caicedo. Chelsea ewo fullback. Kukureya out. Until you most likely say Malo Gusto and bebo on the left side. Now maybe Reece James abo on the right side. Chelsea fullbacks, etimi overlap, omutimi underlap, omutimi invert, omutimi progressible. Chelsea timi form wide triangles, etimi create chances no. Chelsea timi nya numbers on Finfield because Cole Palmer be moving inside. So once a Cole Palmer airborne as a number 7 player, on just static to the number 7 player no because the right back beba no we invert it. Omutimi create goals. The same thing applies to Arsenal. Zubimendi, Declan Rice, Eberechi Eze, Joe Carres. Sebukayo Saka be 100% fit asha as Trozada. Arsenal for so to me attack because unim so osia kanya. Abrante friend says Zubimendi nimpokura obo as the single dedicated pivot no. Say yetimi man that freedom or kona nimtwe go so she. So Declan Rice operate as a dynamic boss-to-boss midfielder. A dynamic boss-to-boss midfielder, a boss-to-boss midfielder, or the creativity ni go second game no. It is almost a Sami Khedira as a boss-to-boxer or a traditional because Sami Khedira didn't creating come out goals. But Ocho said Declan Rice as a boss-to-boss or a dynamic because we beat him out goals. The same thing applies to Bukayo Saka, Trossard. Your carry say on bono as a traditional number 9 and as a boss number 9. Omani operate as inside forward. Into a cutting inside and we shoot to question goals or they share space. Into two clubs no creativity goes so much me. By then Arsenal a beat Chelsea. Defensively Arsenal is sound saying Chelsea. Any difference?
Okay, okay.
On paper, advantage team my friend say Arsenal. Say Chelsea bet by a sound defensively because her Chelsea omo bobo na defensively omo timi collapse. Errors in discipline. No makoye foul be no medical na affect Chelsea. But on paper double chance for Arsenal. Bibia bet Messi game no. Can me re no Bayern and Dortmund. Oh yes, some interesting stars be na maniaje. Dortmund en lose game with ye. Bayern en lose game away. Bani ma DS3. Dortmund home games no about 11. We're winning 9, we draw 2. Bayern so away games no, we about 11 games so winning 9, we draw 2. Pepe. By difference near say 1. In terms of quality, Bayern was for saying. Bayern team Musiala as the number 10. Michael Olise on the right wing. Luis Diaz on the left wing. Harry Kane as the number 9. No about Pavlovic, no about Kimmich, no about Jonathan Tah, no about Inform Upamecano. Quality wise, Bayern was through. Those at Dortmund, Omo Nicolas Slotabek, Omo Benson Baini, Omo Julian Brandt, Omo Gurasi. By quality wise, Bayern was through saying. And a Bayern, I was signal Iduna Arena, I was Dortmund fee, Dortmund intimi Bayern. The last time at Dortmund, I share Bayern, I was Dortmund and Casa fee, 2019. Since 2020, I was signal Iduna Arena, Dortmund intimi share Bayern on one Casa fee. Into a game back Ken. Bayern, a favorite ahead of team, a friend said Dortmund. Wow. Inter Milan, Genoa, Italian Serie A. Say Inter Efrim Agi, UEFA Champions League, Bodo Akwaku Yino. The only major trophy Inter Milan bet me compensating the supporters Italian Serie A. Into one fie Genoa Mbesheno. So me expect a win from Inter Milan. Inter Milan Ken since 30th November 2025 on lose Italian Serie A game. We bought 14 games, we winning 13 and draw 1. So in Serie A, Inter level no was through. Me expect say Susic, Zielinski, Thuram, Dimarco Ebeye the needful no metimenya or 3 maximum points. A win for Inter Milan.
A win for Inter. Any Italy, any Germany, Kwame Ria, are you listening in Emo? Edelson, over fine.
Merasi. Maminchia Awoshi. Awoshi ewo dunkwa no fin maybe obi maminchia no na ye monko mokakra. Ken, I want to begin by daring Chelsea say some common one ye tedi say enkane na Chelsea for nsa da Arsenal for so no. It does not really paint the right picture. And there's a conversation we are refusing to make. Quite controversial, but let me tell you. Many Kwame ekasa no kase omo Chelsea akọ runs bi omuntimi Arsenal. Na no so kan wasam say wonti ase. Say you drew how many 8 Premier League games enter 8 Premier League games. Okay. Some the all competition crack him say kakọ 10 no no. Okay, the last time at Chelsea for share Manchester City. That was the Champions League final. Exactly. Omuntimi Manchester City so 12 games.
Champions League final.
Anyo. Intimate Manchester City. Made Arsenal. Eka one. That is 22 games.
World champions.
And you fair. Who's embarrassing, pa? But we seem not to be talking about it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Liam Rosinia boys, but the statistics way back was a catchy. What champions in here? Sa records here against teams that won't compete. Won't mean no more they are sebi. And then you cannot not call yourself that. Chwe, we are what champions are. What's your teams in Libya no more compete? Play well. Yataka sa enkanina Arsenal na Chelsea for tashi or mopa. Omoko how many rounds? Between 2005 to 2007, just 5 games to pull. But the confusing and say it was Jose Mourinho that had a proper hand on Arsene Wenger, not Chelsea in the league. Don't get confused. Just a call by. Jose Bobem said 13 games, not Arsene Wenger, sir. And you know, Chelsea ankasa and Jose Koye no Arsenal sa bemu. So that picture ankasa no yem painting ye. In any case, between 1995 Ekopim 2005, that's a span of what 10 years. Unim say Arsenal, they went 19 games, not Chelsea in Timisha 19. 19 games, 10 years. And also where even the Jose Mourinho in the first season or Beje League or Lusu Bako. That famous Jose Mourinho team, Safeno, they could not beat Arsenal. A 2-2 or hybrid, and that's your boss had 2 goals, and a goalless draw Stamford Bridge. Chelsea for bet see or more. 19 games in Keko 20. And in the Community Shield, Didier Drogba boss had 2 goals. Man, we share game those days. Okay. So Arsenal were going 20 games unbeaten against Chelsea. And the Chelsea, a best stamping authority. You about 2005, 2006, 2007. And Arsenal bemu into the Arsenal record of 19 games. Chelsea great omo man hu. Chelsea nyam man hu. See, sometimes these statistics and yet dear it serves as a motivation. And now sometimes you need these statistics to provoke the players. Secretary, you call yourself a big club with ya. Hey, embarrassing say, won't me no competitors and mobile say. So. Okay. Liam Rosinia and one. No question me woman say me who coach as say pressure down on such is on one. Na Obo Lees, Obo Burnley, I will fear now drop a 4-pointer. Clearly, there are issues. Ricky, UEFA force Chelsea force Kasam a problem. Meaning say I was set Chelsea bought Champions League because the more you play in the Champions League or finances, sikabem into Champions League a priority. Into we Liam Rosinia. And you'll be never catch out. Into what Sama dropping 4 points. Na say Chelsea ya drink call so okay. Obo Arsenal we are. Obekwa away to Aston Villa. Obo Aston Villa we no abo sa Wrexham chief game but ye no free ma. O we no abo PSG away. Obo PSG away na obebo Newcastle. No asan so abo PSG. Into no obo Aston Villa. Abo Arsenal, abo PSG, abo Newcastle. Tough games and that Lem Rosini enim no. So what do you do? What do you do? Inti on one kasa de ho akwa she tight kana se opeo se ompeo e was say Chelsea redeeming the home from sa corner no one kasa de ho akwa she no wey the 4th game a ye ba be hwe Arsenal Chelsea this season, the 4th one. First one no, Maresca the boy. And on a red card by Chelsea for yere Arsenal. Impo Arsenal mum ne beteka. Second one, EFL first leg. Rosinia. Second leg, Rosinia. Third one and it's also Rosinia until 4 times Nature say Maresca Bobako, Lem Rosinia ever say miensa, one Arsenal about first one, one Arsenal about second one, third one, excuses being ho. Pajotim Komana Minu Dinase. He's played Arsenal the first one, Okobo 4-2-3-1. Second one now, boy, you know, and now also some call, sa 3-4-3 or Liam Dilab Kojina sa right one in the Mrs. Hardian, maybe CBU, sa right wing one or the Kusi. I don't know Arsenal. I'm beginning to learn Arsenal. Because you've played them twice. This is the third time. Metsewa na me tete. And I was okay. I was thinking, say, we are Liam Rosinia. What are you going to do? Obe game being so cautious and answer Obe attacking the Arsenal team. Because mind you, yes, 2026, who pet Simwa on one kasa BBNC, then the player the ball na kwa Bronisi errors leading to goal. Arsenal, I have 4 errors leading to goal. Era 2026, Arsenal the ball chedodo. Aya BBNC no makoye mistake we chiro na opponents asha omo. Inti anu ye coach a Chelsea Arsenal team no this season yera 2026 with the pressure kakrama no aya na mistakes etesi we chiro. So what are you going to do? Are you going to open up, press Arsenal and now so say ube defend it and hopefully try and get counter attack? So the approach is very important. Because in Chelsea, it is not as if only Chelsea needs this win. Because Arsenal, or no crowd, any crowd break chain with Chelsea, no. It's in common, maybe a question you know. You might think so, and the Chelsea for we here win the pa Arsenal for here win the crowd chain Chelsea. You are going up such a team. Oh no. Arsenal needs to find the goal. And they really need to find the goal. So Arsenal will attack. It is Arsenal be attack here. If Chelsea opens up a better end-to-end game, sa open play ni be yesi. But knowing Liam Rosinia, any send and saying Osi airborne bono. While we follow Chelsea biano, Nansen for Chelsea lineup biano who say ne doba ni wom. Nedoba in quotes, as in Andre Santos. Says the continuous role of Andre Santos, quiet to say. Now Santos Moise Caicedo as the double pivot into automatically Chelsea would have to push Enzo Fernandez up front. Enzo Fernandez anymore. We have seen times that Enzo code anyone on the Nakobo sa left midfield ho. Not Wakati in. Na Kopama as a 10. But you see, Sadian saw the Enzo call left wa. A dependence on who plays the left back. If Cucurella is playing the left back, Cucurella with the energy to tour sa lines and what. It's Cucurella tour sa lines wa Enzo automatically comes inside. Brony say left half space no ababe show. But Nancy, mi unsa malo goes to air ball left wo. Na hato tiechire. See, idea ni say, hato no oni sa one day obekwa ba gidi sa. If say Cucurella nya available, na Chelsea needs someone who be touring sa flank one there. Anything and nana no obomalo Gusto there. It is a Gusto no obejina wa. I'm just assuming he say any Enzo Fernandez will play the number 10 so that Pedro Neto will play the left wing. So Pedro Neto defensively or be complement say Malo goes to a to the be as mistakes na oyeno. Yana will lose concentration. I'm expecting a Chelsea midfield of Moise Caicedo, Andre Santos the base, Enzo Fernandez 10, Pedro Neto on the left, right Kopama, and number 9 Joao Pedro. Solid. However, if Chelsea are going to press Arsenal, that is why me feel like a game very interesting pa. If Chelsea decide to allow Arsenal to control, dominate, ye Bibiana Chelsea so per counter attacker. And we are 50-50 because then again, counter attack, the first person you are starting the counter attack with is the Arsenal and neutralizes our person, you are done. Ken, with regard to the Arsenal team, says I Zubimendi. Me say na Arsenal win you obi anka na asem Arsenal lose a an ka Thomas Partey party wo a crash munya esa nkomo no the guy is playing very well obopa na Arsenal she goaler obi anka na asem Arsenal lose dia yen kohwehwe video no yen kohwehwe baby position na kura ogina he's made couple of mistakes it is part of the role because Ateta catches so onkuta ball ni bebre. So 1 or 2 mistakes will come, but Zubi is playing very well. Only Declan Rice. Now, the issue has been who plays the number 10. And until that this season, Udigard, or free injury by or better position if you a better check is the same. A better check is a or you're inconsistent. You are like, oh, Abba, a to the biswa. Now, a better check is a form not to cockra. Into Udigard bechi position if we same. Now saying or try Bukayo Saka as the number 10. Into number 10 one, we are not too sure who Mikel Arteta trusts there. Because now Saka be ball 10 or say go. Name of the general performance, it is not what you would want from the number 10. But unko the name this all position are finding the right space or the best go there otimiye. Into Saro who plays the say better che eze no beba. And I'm sure someone say Caicedo will be aggressive on him. Because a better say Osheti or me aggressive panwa. I now a timid kakra. Omo pim. O pim the baku mi and sana is slowly born down. See, I'm sure say Caicedo's whether it's going to be aggressive or not will be dependent on who plays the number 10. And see again, if you say there your courage form eba I'm happy for him but who say say the energy no yeah on kankofo anu ntum ka game be say big games be sa no so on kankofo anu ntum I know say every goal counts so say Chelsea a one so Wolverhampton Wanderers a one but
say team kese be na show space ana
there's a space here but I'm happy for him say on say and I know space so share but me who have quite of us all running into spaces that the confidence is coming. I'm happy for him. And see, Ken, honestly, Arsenal are the advantage. Arsenal starts the game as advantage. Me sure say double chance for Arsenal won't be bad. What I say, but Chelsea there, I'm sure say me Chelsea minimum Chelsea should change for a draw. Because Ken, Chelsea lose one. Ebe hat team no. And again, Aston Villa for niama na omo ye no. Me yemo hyehyeme de ma omo. Eno na metie Unai Emery before the game. Me starting game na eno Unai Emery central focus say oh, Wolverhampton Wanderers the say is no say WWE omo ye serious because teams no did omo echi Liverpool, Manchester United and Chelsea for omo soja de esi omo echi nso omo ye serious e wo game ni mu na o hwe the demeanor ne kwan no fa so e kasa na clearly you could see some pressure na eba Aston Villa so that was before the game. Now asesa wa call to Wolverhampton Wanderers. That is why Manchester United for no any jabo makumum says say table no Aston Villa 51 Manchester United 48. If United beats Crystal Palace a 51 for Manchester United or go to Aston Villa Manchester United ever toss third. A motivation for Liverpool and until say Chelsea dropping points but again this leads me to the Manchester United conversation. Ken Crystal Palace for no the first leg in course no me a very stubborn team not Manchester United in team saying. In fact, Old Trafford one the last 6 visits we winning 4. So me a stubborn. But is it the Old Trafford under Amorim, or this time around the Old Trafford under Michael Carrick? Esesa. Inti sa records na Crystal Palace enyano. The Old Trafford under previous managers. But looks like the mojo is back under Michael Carrick. It looks like say Manchester United prejanitia or motivation that if I win against Crystal Palace, I am going dead. Master, I need just some Manchester United in the game. The game is coming at Old Trafford. Now, Adia Bakwa Abwa Michael Carrick in a second. Yeah. Say United in Tambo games. The last game Crown Boy did Kobe 2 weeks. No more.
We keep on back.
Oh, we come 2 weeks. In the advantage I want to say, line up at Manchester United one. Okate when you me bubo. But what did me show you? That advantage, it might not be there next season. I know I tell you, so next season Manchester United they compete with FA Cup, EFL, Champions League. Now, you will not have the luxury of fielding the same lineup as injuries my setting, fatigue will set in. But as of today, the advantage goes for them. Into everyone is available. Boys now games are twice 4-5 times. Into the understanding is beginning to grow. Which means they say Obiat and who young kwanse and nun see na Benjamin Sesko come on betomwa. Na uye coach Michael Carrick who say won't see the encore can say oh and yeah Benjamin Sesko is playing very well. So far, me buy ye was 5 goals. I was 6 Premier League games. 5 goals, a lot of the goals be save Manchester United. In Tiboy, watch a few minutes. What the man no Timimbo. So Timimbo's a few minutes there. Then he deserves a starting spot. But one when Yesusua, what did you call Tumwa? Now alter or system, because the reason why Brian Mbuemo plays as a center forward and you goes, meboa. I'm asking my people. Sir Brian Mbuemo edge Manchester United force 9 wa. Usu super power kuma say goes into that. It is because of how he presses, the energy, how he runs in spaces, how he connects the fullbacks and the number 10. It is a one when here, some Michael Carrick system, based on how Mbremo presses. Now the Benjamin Sesko, because he's scoring the Bejina, no Intimian provided the same energy. What say system? And then some say, Uncomono, Nia me denka because Michael Carrick or Bebre. Because they say, Obi expect let's Sesko start. Let's Sesko start. Sesko no obetimi ana. So betimi press the way and the energy na Brian Mbuemo Sandia no problem. Then he plays as the number 9. Brian Mbuemo goes to where Amad Diallo because Amad Diallo so or de kakra. And yes sir. One when young man is no coach na kwako but then Manchester United ebe safa. I'm expecting Manchester United win any day will say see. La Liga no who ken. Mami most numbers be ni numbers be hun komo. Last year, as at this stage, Real Madrid were 50. Okay, let me start. Barcelona were 54 points. Now Real Madrid were 54 points. Say 54. Now, very interesting this season. Second, this season league table no dia mamia. Barcelona was 61. Real Madrid was 60. Numbers me amake hu ni saying. Now just last year no. Barcelona de 7 points account.
2 teams in improved.
Real Madrid had 6 points account. Into 2 teams no omunyina appreciate in numbers. Last year it was even 54-54. Today it is 61-60. It is the 2 teams are playing well. The numbers are good. I don't know any difference. No? Na they say no baby ya kwako drew no. Games no. Ufo baku biya sa baku efwa ube na usu. Whoever thought say Osasuna na Ebema Madrid for atiare. Why the dream was that? Whoever thought to say Girona ebe say Barcelona. Inti se the La Liga ni send name AC con. Thank you very much, my brother. Send La Liga no AC eke kako no. Say the big games in Kwan din komo so big game until where the ABA teams in the betimi afole against Osasuna, Girona, one ombe fole there. One when you obey from so. Because anything can happen at any point in time. Now, for Barcelona, Ken. First of all, the reason why Barcelona are playing this afternoon is Nyame Tuesday. Omo Copa del Rey game ebo against Atletico Madrid. Now, me pese who put yourself in the shoes of Hansi Flick. Nyame aduma Barcelona ball against Villarreal. Hansi Flick game number 100. Osa, next when you 75 wins out of the 100 games awabo. 100 gamer, Ome be big kakra de ama Hansi Flick. Hansi want to win this game. And again, it is also against Villarreal. Nemom, Samia Hansi Flick na made me be rat this game. I will not have the energy to pursue the comeback on Tuesday. Because Saturday you are playing a crucial game. If you put in 100% energy Tuesday evening, unfortunately, sir, comeback. And again, you need over 100% energy to do a comeback. That energy for the comeback, you cannot do it. Into me, say, Hansi Flick, or prioritize the game.
Okay.
Villarreal. The comeback against Atletico Madrid. If that even if it's a Messia, which I know there's someone to Omar, that's fine. In Tiken, no question me woman say. Misusu say it was a game will be important. The Villarreal game is very, very important than the Atletico Madrid game. Me nim die mu no. Because Atletico the end they come back Canadian no kwasem say e betinye see but ending. So prioritize today's game, Villarreal. Because Villarreal for no Nancy ya ball maso the last 5 games so we win back po Marcelino watia hwe sa na Villarreal kra no Nancy me mpe o mo asem because of the omni enua party fable no. What I say? Inti I mean Marcelino no I'm expecting a win for Barcelona.
That's a win. Okay.
But can listen for no more 5 p.m. come lose game the last 25 games. Sa time na 25 games in here.
No,
Inti say City for sure sa record na sesa
25 5 p.m. games. I'm open numerous matches.
Just say I'm yem crash me, but I say a break is our record.
And then numerous you better say games because Arsenal for any to tell apart because City be before Arsenal and Chelsea.
See be near better to up.
Biggie. Some call there.
Nyame adom bibia.
Say that's also sign now your birthday Man United quarter docha. Bibia come admo. Ana
never did them.
United quarter docha.
Never did them see. Yeah, Bob by Sebesa. Moment here from Manchester City game no. I think say one gamer most of the time most clubs na ya no more das here e will league log na so no she will be or that's run as we share kesia you will be thinking say this is an easy task I was a Manchester City corner there okoye okokosha na so okofa the points and so ho but no crab akwe woman say games of this nature e to da ya na ye tricky kaka but so your Manchester City now when you break say league no the nyama ka fa ho as Pep Guardiola and say ye ba be boss season na wie na do stage say ya aya na Pep Guardiola time consistently Pep Guardiola betimi a win certain matches ato so a obi adwene krampo maso say we dey nko betimi aye derby it ye do stage say na manfo akansem bebre say no na ye weapon as a coach a me just sure say at this moment of the season no betimi at disappoint your mom was agide ni wo mu no eni say see again I was a Pep Guardiola the pressure to Arsenal team so. If Arsenal will be a better team, if Arsenal can contest well for the Premier League title, now baby, I'm not maintaining our standard, no any chase, no. Someone sabe so trophy anymore. It is also dependent on the kind of pressure Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. And the Arsenal bobo and 2 year Pep Guardiola matches of this nature, and so making sure so no boss our matches in the year. Leeds United on the other hand, Ken. Ni coach a chance he said you see Pep Guardiola at Barcelona minim say mind games are and Daniel Fake here dia mintimin che o say Pep Guardiola you reasi coach a chance hu ne to be da ade bia ba coach mu bia o say di obi ani mu nko na Pep Guardiola sorry a oye o say Pep Guardiola chance he say obo force number 9 no na reasi coach so bia mponya nwene ho ta ade bi o we friend force 9 Pep Guardiola na chance he say obo amo ma baba bi hu Omo ho no na Pep Guardiola shase so obo invented fullbacks. And a man for adwene shase say e ba so. Na de Pep Guardiola man ho ye ne wanwa krampo ne say the moment I be decide say wusua na Pep gyae no asanso aye foforo. There are times obi kwa hie obi a obona baso to the extent say timi run nipa nitirim. No nya the psychological edge. No watimi afa ho na de opeso de ye no de aye wo. Enu ti na make say menim say Daniel Farke ade na oye no eye mind games and all play over Pep Guardiola now. But if you're looking at the Pep Guardiola experience and the Pep Guardiola performance, and same way and someone say mind games as I say for Pep Guardiola, to me, I think it is a no. Osha Aston Villa Bobo na the last 6 matches on my Premier League ni mo. Oma draw me ensa. Oma win 2 and oma lose 1. Eti emfa ho ne ba bi omoda. Se neman shedan ko yie mfa mo no. The last 6 matches performance ne shedan ye that bad. As well as United Bobo Konimo. Fernando Tonchain, the last 2 games they have played in the Premier League, Nina away games. Omoko draw against Chelsea. Our Chelsea home. Looking at this Chelsea team, looking at this Chelsea setup, how strong are Chelsea Bobo Konete? Not team and Yaman Konkain Family is the Leeds United. Eko Kushia Chelsea. No team in a point at the free Chelsea. The chairman say a better motivation the amount Nancy are coming into such a big game. After the Chelsea game, I'm going to boy Aston Villa, one of the best performing teams in the Premier League this season. Aston Villa Bobo Kono. There are certain times Aston Villa bet theater when you least expected, just like what happened yesterday against Wolves. But no Cranso woman is almost performance and yeah bad this season. Again, Leeds Bobo Kono kwa away, Echo ball Aston Villa, and also almost answering at 1 point, and if you that particular encounter anymore. And I feel all about Tenefi, no about Manchester City. If you're looking at these 2 crucial away games, and the point of my picking, and enough motivation somebody be share Manchester City Bobo Kono fie. No matter how. But so why Manchester City are the biggest problem they had on the field of play. Now you're almost central defense and at the attacking machinery. Central defense because players are not much job with this one betting me hold the forts and they are Pep Guardiola. Injury bam, Josco Vardio, Ruben Diaz, no more absent. But you see, I'm going to say, Ruben Diaz won't turn our bar. Or Bonnier at Manchester City Bobo Kono. Aside that, Manchester City and Pep Guardiola has share market in and we said they need a centre back. Oh, what the Premier League experience. None the money more was Robert to me about Bois. No, I didn't one of the Pep Guardiola and the Man City. Oma you be as a McGahey and Omoko farm McGahey and I'm in the bar Manchester City Bobo Kono. Ken McGahey by the last 3 games he has played for Manchester City. What share that class? And the quality, I befitted the standard of a Manchester City team. Into the problem at the back, I solved at the Manchester City Bobo Kono. In the attacking machinery, problem I know why I say, Unya Sohaland Mupe, I had day the Manchester City so many goals. This time around, they've brought in Antoine Semenyo. If you run the ball, our boy goals are all share. In matches are Uhu Ellen Botaland, no, Ubu Semenyo so no a present. It will game anymore at the Manchester City or no name numbers. It's these 2 problems are solved. And so the Manchester City Bobo Kono. On my midfield, there is no problem. Nico O'Reilly, gradually or finding that kind of ready-made spark, and won't feel for the Manchester City. That is a position I may. Now me expect is Pep Guardiola than Bebo. But as an experienced manager, I will name the players or the Aquadane boss our position. No, he's getting goals for Manchester City, coupled with good performance. Adia was a City here careful. A player friend said Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin are nimno in the past. At the point now you moved to do a few say a brand a performance and a call for money among Koye Famano. But since joining Leeds United Bobo Kono, he's been rejuvenated this season. Open one of the best strikers in the Premier League. Branch at the count. Can as we speak, over 10 goals, 1 assist in the English Premier League. It's Ushia such a player. Now baby and the team ne done yet. Any the kind of performance are all done in the Premier League name this time around. Me did so on a bit me threats at the Manchester City Bobo Kono. Our Tanaka, Itan and Pedumo, a performance on Finfino, and to me stopping the Manchester City midfielder, who this particular season. And I believe that no matter the kind of pressure, I be Leeds United Waba, the kind of quality on exhibit, Manchester City at this moment, looking at the trophy in sight, and then the kind of chase and the points gap, I don't want Arsenal and Temno. Among person will be falling. Never quack Arsenal at this moment. That alone is a motivation enough for Pep Guardiola and then Mantiano. So make it up the chase. And I'm seeing a win for Manchester City, possibly a 3-1 win there. I was a Manchester City Bobo Kunitimifa in this particular encounter. Can Manchester United and the Crystal Palace? A gamer, two teams, and then the managers in England at this moment. Baku are motivated, Baku are demotivated. Manchester United are motivated. Crystal Palace and then the coach are demotivated. I am saying this because if you are looking at the performance of Manchester United Bobo Kono in the last 6 matches, Premier League anymore. It is a performance. Team you are that consistent at the start of the season. By this time, ABN are fighting for the Premier League title. Manchester United about Benyasa performance, and that's good run at the dying numbers of the league. And as we speak, Man United equal game more. Every Manchester United supporter, any faithful, it would give any confidence that Manchester United beat me at BB. It was our game anymore. Michael Carrick buy now or share Manchester City. Carrick buy now or share Arsenal. People were thinking, say, I can phone on your mobile. And even without coaches, there are players who are motivated intrinsically. It's me big games man near Makonkai. It's young China young share. Manchester United Bobo Kono, the biggest problem has been playing against teams young Ketwa. Nam pay me be number tenechi. How to create, how to wave through the defense has always been a problem. But in Manchester United, the recent games are wabo against teams omonya kese. It is say omo din kan share omono performance and good against Fulham, against Everton. It's a diana ni parodo na feel say be Manchester United problem no. That wants so Michael Carrick cross those barriers. Break his agents in the cases no. At Manchester United. Crystal Palace on the other hand, one of the coaches was very good, not sure last season especially. Say Premier League ni no. On the right materials on quad waiting me ayajuma. Oliver Glasner. At a point, I am one of those people, and I'm here. What I believe in is Man United and penny for them fair Juman from Mano. No better me a year Jumano. Eddie Abo Manchester United kin. Ye share season national. Games they koso, leagues they koso. Players are not bepe. Some beba baby Crystal Palace Bobo Kulim no more buano no wanya. Wanya no. The most influential player, I am the captain, Magehi. On no be Ginetri on no cement sa position in the amano. No control backline in the amano no. Sa player and so one penny for a tono. If the coach na show displeasure. Akasa e won sem bebre ho. To the extent say why ready impose in the ya. Omo person mo joma betimi adwuma na to no na wako. Eti he's a manager. Or you demotivated. And Obaba Bebo Manchester United Bobo Kwa. Omo motivated at this moment. Ura Park, let's now hear these two teams. Players will be on board. The biggest problem for the Crystal Palace team has been their defense. Medikaka, Magehi Oko. Omo replacement. Enfama Magehi as the captain and as a centre back. Lekura. I don't know where actually one man or partner Richards mo. Any other players that were actually one no. Or not to see a doubtful for this particular encounter. Into previously and Kawenya Richards when you Lekura. No when you Magehi akaho. Magehi in the hot. Young player no the Babeshim Jadin Canvo. Canvo the last game they played our conference league against Zrinski. He had a very good performance. To me, no I'm a man of the match at the Crystal Palace Bobo Kono. The performance was super good. But in the Premier League, on that kind of performance and so our Premier League against Chelsea, when the stakes were high, a team big our Premier League the performance was poor. Chelsea had 2 goals. I don't know so as a young centre back, 19-year-old, and a Chelsea didn't have those 2 goals against Crystal Palace. And another big game of our Premier League against Manchester United. The first one was mistakes in Impono, Crystal Palace home. Now how much more now? A gamer, Crystal Palace has to travel away against Manchester United. It's this centre back looking depleted. This centre back a bit weak. Maybe facing the Manchester United attack this time around. Now kweku ka simbi about a striker friend say Benjamin Sesko. Ken me feel say me kasa for no feel say a good time sa brand the best starting games the Manchester United no. Me ni obi obekasa e bia ya adwen. If you are looking at the last 4 games in the Premier League, a brand here has 3 goals and the Manchester United Bobo Kono. It is a striker above 4 games, not just 3 goals. He's gaining that kind of confidence. Obetimi share will be an washan at any moment. Now Crystal Palace team defense they look a bit depleted. It is a coach Michael Carrick decided. So be man the north. So on the mom from Manchester United and say on start here. Me no be 100%.
Okay.
Maybe a Crystal Palace dina nenye and it be extremely difficult the amomo. So mo betimi a Manchester United and so must stop United at this moment of the season. Especially when the Amorim team that looked bad mpo. It me call away at the Selhurst Park. E kwa check Crystal Palace 2-1. This is the timer. Manchester United and who Aston Villa resource and don't quite motivation to win now or the kwakwa that the third position not gradually or cementing the top 4 qualification as a Champions League qualification going into a next season's league. Probably banner. Now Michael Carrick so the agent Juma and I believe that this is the timer and also make it sure so when you win the Manchester United a win for Manchester United Bobo Kono and then a quick one on a Roma. Any Juventus ebo bokono. Oshe AS Roma. Now oshe Juventus are. These are two teams on more than one wasro. Ewe talents in their animal. But adia ba kwa mehu. And say Juventus especially can the last 6 matches in all competitions were winning ba kupeu. Were losing 4 and our draw just 1. It's the performance nenye. Aside that, the team ni munum fin honum. Okay. Partnership any the boss certain positions they be America 16 18 and why na ejinem e dia ma no omo mu ejinem dia ma no e was our position no Locatelli or absent one of the most experienced players the captain in fact onu ni ho onu Kefren Turam into Rebecca Turam onko they have to find another partner farmer Turam e won fin honum can he partner him e yakopmenes obetimi na bo te said only Locatelli bonana a problem can I know this at this season a lot of numbers at the moment on also so you're doubtful in this particular encounter but we have baller AS Roma about this season any certain players almost joining here January performance almost dying especially Daniel Marlin Ken about 6 matches say we league in since or joining Roma no Asha 6 goals and the Diama AS Roma Boboko no. Okay. And clearly he's a player, he's seriously on form. And I believe that the kind of quality or war, and then they are joining the sense or joining, you know. Roma and Tenase say Juventus Boboko no, and my father 3 maximum points. And Juventus also a person qualify for Europe and the Champions League. They don't have to lose this particular encounter.
Okay.
Difficult game. I call it for a draw, but a double chance for AS Roma Boboko being the home side.
Okay. Yebere sa game no so yemra me din komo kakra me o se game so o mai mo a yeba be di won komo but yebedi kan e de ani enso